Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Now the main headlines. Scotland celebrates Imam Hussein Day with participation of people from different faiths. Mbah Hussein Foundation continues regular sessions on its Holy Karbala Vision project. UK-based Imam Hussein charity reiterates its commitment to assist other disadvantaged families worldwide. Besieged Gaza in blood, fire as rumours of tri-party agreement for temporary ceasefire spread. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear viewers. This is Yunus Dawood and you're watching Shia Waves live from Imam Hussein TV 3, London. The Shia community in Scotland, the United Kingdom, celebrated the day of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, which is marked on October the 12th, according to the country's calendar. The Shia followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam celebrate this day with a gathering of scholars, several Christian priests, Jewish rabbis and figures from different religions and sects. The foundation said in a statement followed by Shia Waves agency that the day of Imam Hussein alayhi salam is held to commemorate his great sacrifices that he made on Ashura and what he represented as a human struggle and carried the lofty human principles. It continued that the world at a time when it is facing challenges and difficulties, it is dire need to adhere to the goals of Imam Hussein alayhi salam's revolution and work to achieve justice, freedom and happiness for humanity. It also added that the participants also had the honor of carrying the red flag of Imam Hussein's holy shrine, which carries the phrase Ya Hussein in Arabic as an expression of their love for his exalted status. The Holy Karbala-based Mbah al-Hussein Foundation for Relief and Development has reiterated commitment to complete its project Holy Karbala Vision of 2030, 50 million pilgrims during the Holy Arba'in pilgrimage, which aims at introducing a comprehensive study of the infrastructure of the holy city of Karbala. The director of the foundation, Abdul Sahib al-Kishawani, emphasized that the foundation has continued to hold its regular sessions to discuss its project with participants of experts and government officials. He said that the latest meeting was attended by the head of the foundation, Hujjat al-Islam wal Muslimin, Sheikh Mustafa al-Muhammadi, the mayor of the Holy Karbala, Dr. Hussein al-Manqushi, director of the Holy Karbala Water Department and other members. Imam Hussein Charity, or IHC, a Shia humanitarian centre based in the UK, reiterated its commitment to offer its humanitarian services to poor and needy families around the world, especially in Iraq and Afghanistan, Yemen and Iran. The charity's managers say that the IHC works in cooperation with other humanitarian organizations, most prominently Imam Hussein Media Group and Mbah Hussein Foundation, to achieve its programs that aim at helping poor families, which include food and medical aid, education and job training. The charity also works to raise awareness about the plight of poor people and families to encourage people to donate to its cause. The IHC is a valuable resource for poor families around the world, as it works effortlessly to make a difference in the lives of many people who are struggling to make ends meet. It should be mentioned that Imam Hussein Charity is one of the many global centres that operate under the auspices of His Eminence Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq al-Hussein al-Shirazi. Tonight, we have with us Mullah Ali Fadl, who is the ambassador of the Imam Hussein Charity. Assalamu alaikum, Mullah. How are you doing?
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah.
So Mullah, could you brief us on the main activities of Imam Hussein Charity?
Yeah, there are many activities, Sayyid Yunus, that Imam Hussein Charity carries out. Specifically, I think one of the main unique points about Imam Hussein Charity is its focus on the shrines of Imam Hussein alayhi salam and the vicinity of the shrines within Iraq. So looking at Najaf and looking at Karbala, it's a bit of a shame, essentially, that in and around the shrines, everything is kind of taken care of when it comes to electricity, food, zuwar, all of that. That's all great. But when it comes to out of season, a lot of the people outside the vicinity of the shrines, they do struggle. And so a lot of the relief care that we provide is for widows, is for orphans, is for families that have been affected by war, for example, who don't have a means from a day-to-day basis to be able to live essentially day to day. So one of the activities is to be able to provide them with shelter, to provide them with the water, the necessary care that they need in order for them to at least have a bit of hope so that they can go through the next day, the next week, the next month, essentially. That's one of the activities that's done in Iraq, in Pakistan, in Afghanistan as well, in many different countries. So looking at Pakistan, we're looking at deprived areas that we can build water wells for them. And water wells, as you know, and the dear viewers know, they're a fantastic source of water, clean and fresh water for not just one or two people, but the community for a very long time. Other than that, the focus right now is to look at the winter appeal that we have. So, in the next 3 months, we're looking at providing coal, actual black coal, for certain households within Afghanistan who are going to be hit by a very, very severe cold, freezing temperatures in Afghanistan. So, providing them with, again, the bare necessities that they need for them to live day by day.
We know that your organization is based in London. Could you tell us on how it reaches out to those less advantaged people?
Yeah, I mean, through the connections that we have, we partner with other agencies that implement the work that we want them to do. So, for example, there is an organization in Karbala called Mbah Hussein Foundation. They are the ones that carry out the work that we would like them to do. So, for example, if it means taking crates of water to the Zuwar, they're the ones that do it. If, for example, visiting the less privileged in Karbala and Najaf, they're the ones that actually go on the ground, grassroots, to be able to fulfill some of the duties placed upon them. The reason why we do that is because a lot of people ask the question, when it comes to charity, how do we know that the money that we're going to give is going to go 100% towards those who are in need? We can guarantee that, or in a way, try to guarantee that by partnering with an agency that we know and trust, and they're the ones that are carrying out the work, giving the donations directly to them. So that's one. For example, similar structure, similar method when it comes to Pakistan and Afghanistan. We have people on the ground that implement the work that we do for us.
I mean, what are the future plans of Imam Hussein Charity exactly?
Yeah, the idea is to grow its, and I guess part of my role is to grow its name and brand in and around the UK and maybe America. The charity, again, has a very unique selling point in the fact that we are looking to serve the Zuwar of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. We're looking to serve those who are followers of the Ahlul Bayt. It doesn't mean we don't serve those who are not followers of the Ahlul Bayt, but essentially a lot of people do ask the question, when it comes to people like the Hazara Shias in Afghanistan, who are persecuted on a daily basis, people in Bahrain, people in Yemen, people in Saudi Arabia, people in Iraq, those who don't have the means to be able to reach out and say, can you give us some help? So part of my work is to be able to get an outreach program in the UK, looking at different schools and centres to tell them about the work that we do. Over the next 6 months, hopefully there are more initiatives to bridge together communities, to be able to teach them and give them an understanding as to what charity actually is and what does it mean. It's not just giving money. What does it have benefits? What benefits does it have for you as a person, as an individual, and also the benefits for you as a person, as an individual, when it comes to your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because essentially it's all in the eyes of
that was Mullah Ali Fadil with us, the ambassador of Imam Hussein Charity here in London. Thank you very much and goodbye. Thank you for your time. Let us remind our respective viewers of today's headlines. Scotland celebrates Imam Hussein Day with participation of people from different faiths. Mbah Al-Hussein Foundation continues regular sessions on its Holy Karbala Vision project. UK-based Imam Hussein Charity reiterates its commitment to assist disadvantaged families worldwide. Also tonight, October the 16th marks World Food Day. The Gaza Strip is facing catastrophic humanitarian crisis due to a lack of water, electricity, food, fuel and medicine in the wake of the complete Israeli blockade of the region. The Rafah crossing between Gaza and Egypt, the only remaining outlet for supplies, has been closed for the past week, with shipments of humanitarian aids piling up on the Egyptian side of the crossing. But now there are rumours of possible agreement on a temporary ceasefire in southern Gaza and the temporary reopening of the Rafah crossing. Let's see the report together.
As the raging conflict between Israel and Hamas deepens the Gaza crisis, the United Nations has warned that the Middle East is on the verge of a dangerous abyss. Thousands of people have been reportedly killed on both sides, and hundreds of thousands have been forced to flee the situation in the Gaza Strip, rapidly worsening after Israel warned of an imminent attack. In a statement, Antonio Guterres says, "At this dramatic moment, as we stand on the brink of the precipice in the Middle East, it is my duty as Secretary General of the United Nations to make two strong humanitarian appeals to both sides." His demand is for Hamas to immediately release the hostages unconditionally, and for Israel to give Gazan civilians quick and unhindered access to humanitarian aid. Speaking to journalists in East Jerusalem, the head of the UN agency dealing with the Palestinian refugees warned that his colleagues in Gaza were no longer able to provide humanitarian assistance. Lazzarini added, "There would be no food or medicine. Thousands of people have been killed, including children and women. Gaza is now even running out of body bags," the UNRWA chief lamented. "In fact, Gaza is being strangled, and it seems that the world right now has lost its humanity." The head of the UN agency also emphasized that at least 1 million people were forced to flee their homes in just 1 week, and a river of people continues to flow south. UNIFIL, the United Nations peacekeeping force based in Lebanon, also announced that the heavy exchange of fire continued in several areas along the blue line between the Lebanese territory and Israel. The increased tensions on the border between Israel and southern Lebanon prompted the World Health Organization to increase its capacity to provide immediate access to life-saving medical care to civilians. In a statement, the UN agency explained that Lebanon's health system has been crippled because of an ongoing economic crisis, the Beirut port blast of 2020, and the additional burden of the Syrian refugee crisis. In the meantime, the Reuters news agency, citing 2 Egyptian security sources, reported that an agreement between Egypt, Israel, and the United Nations regarding the temporary ceasefire in southern Gaza might be implemented. However, the Al Jazeera channel, citing the state of the media in Gaza, announced that the Palestinian side in the Gaza Strip has not yet received a confirmation from the Egyptian authorities regarding the reopening of the Rafah crossing. An Israeli army spokesman said he was unaware of any ceasefire in southern Gaza. "There is no ceasefire agreement that I am aware of," he said. "I see reports, but there is nothing to confirm." An hour after the announcement of Reuters about the tripartite agreement between Israel, the United States, and Egypt regarding the ceasefire in southern Gaza, Hamas also confirmed it had no information about the ceasefire agreement in southern Gaza. The purpose of this agreement was the entry of humanitarian aid and the exit of foreign citizens. In a telephone conversation with Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, Abbas stressed that the actions and policies of Hamas do not represent the Palestinian people. According to Wafa news agency, Mahmoud Abbas condemned the killing of civilians on both sides and demanded the release of civilians, prisoners and detainees on both sides. Imam Hussein reporting for Shia Waves.
And now we'll continue with some short news. The Office of the Supreme Religious Authority, Grand Ayatollah Sayyid Sadiq al-Hussein al-Shirazi, has announced that today, Monday, is the 30th of the month of Rabi' al-Awwal, 1445 after Hijrah, corresponding to October the 16th, 2023. The office added on its official website that Tuesday, October the 17th, will mark the first of the month of Rabi' al-Thani, 1445 after Hijrah. The Indonesian-based Babul Ilm Foundation, a Shia center that has confirmed the spreading of Islamic faith and the principles of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, are amongst the most important things that Shia institutions around the world should be involved in. Officials at the foundation said in statements followed by Shia Waves agency that said inviting people to the path of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam and introducing the authentic Islamic faith of the Holy Prophet is a great task and we undertake through our various activities. Regarding its religious and humanitarian activities, the officials pointed out that these activities are held throughout the year to commemorate the rituals of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, in addition to translating important Shia books into the language of Andes and Quechua, spoken by the indigenous people of North and South America, to introduce them to the authentic Shia faith. The Shia followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhum salam in Kano, Nigeria, celebrated birth anniversary of the Honorable Prophet Muhammad and his grandson Imam Ja'far as-Sadiq alayhum salam. Poets also delivered their poems in honor of the arrival of Sayyidah Fatima al-Ma'sooma alayhi salam to the holy city of Qom, Iran. The participants expressed their happiness at commemorating such important occasions and emphasized their commitment to promoting the thoughts and principles of the Honorable Prophet and his pure family alayhum salam. The American Arab Anti-Discrimination Committee, or the ADC, says it has received numerous reports of the FBI spying on individuals and mosques, as well as intimidating Muslims since the outbreak of the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. Civil rights advocates have raised concerns about reported visits to mosques and arrests of Muslim citizens by federal agents, repeating the post-9/11 targeting of Muslims and Arab communities. The interactions are reminiscent of surveillance and targeting of Muslim and Arab communities in the wake of 9/11 attacks. Contributing to a resurgence of fear among Muslim communities, said Abid Ayub, Executive Director of the ADC. At least 49 people were killed and 120 others are missing after a boat capsized Saturday in Makawunda city in the Congo River in northwest Equator province, Andalu agency reported. The boat was travelling to Bolombo when it tipped over at night, which is illegal, Nangazi told reporters. On board were passengers and cargo, which included construction materials, he also said. But the search for the missing is still ongoing. Nangazi said that the dead included children, noting the death toll was provisional. The accident was attributed to overloading, as witnesses confirmed the private boat was carrying 500 bags of cement and iron bars. October the 16th is celebrated worldwide as the World Food Day. It commemorates the date of the founding of the United Nations Food and Agriculture Organization in 1945 and has a special slogan every year. This day is also celebrated by many organizations related to food security, including the World Food Programme and the International Fund for Agricultural Development. According to the FAO statement, the year 2023 saw many outbreaks of dangerous diseases, dramatic climate change events, rising flood prices, and international tensions, all of which has and will affect global food security. We must build a sustainable system in the world where everyone and everywhere has regular access to enough nutritious and food. The FAO dramatic officials say that the dramatic increase in food prices in the world has led countries to a crisis of vulnerability. Worldwide, more than 80% of people living in extreme poverty dwell in rural areas, and many rely on agriculture and natural resources for their livelihoods. It should be noted that in many developing countries, one of the biggest problems related to nutrition is famine and the lack of food necessary for fueling the body. We have reached the end of today's Shia Waves show. Let's remind our dear viewers of today's headlines. Scotland celebrates Imam Hussein Day with the participation of people from different faiths. Mbah al-Hussein Foundation continues regular sessions on its Holy Karbala Vision Project. UK-based Imam Hussein charity reiterates its commitments to assist disadvantaged families worldwide. Besieged Gaza in blood, fire as rumours of tri-party agreement for temporary ceasefire spread. October the 16th marks World Food Day. You can view the latest news on Shia Waves' website, and you can send news of your city or country to be published on our news agency. Contact us on numbers at the bottom of the screen. This is the end of today's news. Thank you for watching, and we pray to Allah the Almighty to hasten the reappearance of the Master of our time. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I am the partner of the sun, for he bows his head each night so I may breathe.